Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Monique, and I'm on a financial journey. No, that's not me. This is me. My name is Monique, and I'm on a financial health journey to create an inheritance for the generations to come. Want to do that through consistency and discipline. Today is Monday, June the 17th. You'll probably see this video maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. It's in reference to a mid-month check-in as well as a paycheck closeout also. So I like to thank everybody who's liked or commented on any of my videos, and especially those that have chosen to subscribe to my channel. Truly started this as a way to hold myself accountable, but I understand, recognize, and appreciate the community as a whole. So if you're rocking with me on this journey, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't made up your mind yet, sit with me for a spell. And at the end of this video, if this is content you find valuable or enjoyable, please feel free to subscribe. So I'm rocking with my iPad mini this time as I'm going through this paycheck budget closeout and the mid-month check-in. The 8th generation, 7th generation, I think it's the 7th generation that I have, that I usually use for these videos. It is dead. So I'm trying to charge it up now. And so anybody who's new to my page, just so that you're aware, I am recently married, and my sweets and I are figuring out a way to combine our futures, our families, and our finances, because we want to make sure the decisions we're making now don't negatively impact our kids in the future. So for June, there were a few things that I had that I wanted to do. So ASL Bible verses. I've not done that. So some of you may know that I am learning how to interpret church services for the deaf and hearing impaired. And with that said, I try to study a Bible verse every day. Now, I've not been able to do that, but I have been able to interpret a prayer during church services. So I'm still moving positively in that direction. I just didn't do the Bible verses every single day. As far as exercising is concerned, that has been a complete failure. Since I wrote down this word, exercising here, I think I've gone to the park one time, but Sweets and I have been talking about it and trying to figure out another thing that we can do. Actually, twice. I've gone twice. And so we are working through how we adjust, because mornings are becoming much more difficult for us to exercise. But we're thinking maybe in the afternoon or evening, especially since it stays light longer, might be a good time for us to go. So we're working through that. Amazon Prime, I did get that switched over to the Bills account. And I've got the money saved so that when that hits on June the 20th, everything will be fine and squared away. As far as events or appointments, we've done the New York trip. Corinne had a fantastic time singing at Carnegie Hall with her high school. Tomorrow I am volunteering for the Georgia runoff elections, and so that will be marked off there. We've got Juneteenth, and we were thinking about cooking out, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that because we're leaving for a family trip on June the 21st, sorry. So everything is going along the way that it should. As far as monthly goals are concerned, I'm checked off on all of the boxes. We had a date night. I was able to cook a big family dinner and have the kids over and their significant others. I actually met my son's girlfriend. She came to church with him on Sunday, and then she came back and ate dinner with us for Father's Day. So that was pretty cool. I did order the beach chairs that I needed to for the family trip. I have been able to fund the variable binder so that we've got that up and running. That's that black everyday variable expense binder that I've been talking about. So that one's good. I've not created my bracelet stack yet, but I do have the items. I went and collected all of the different beads that I want to use for that. So I've got the agate beads and the red jaspers, etc. So I will be able to make that, and I might post a video or a picture of that once that's complete. For Spotify, I did check on the second. It did clear with the duo plan for $14.99. I'm still, and I need to document that here, that I got another check to do for Spotify, and that's for the individual, to make sure that does not charge on my account on the 19th. So that's one more that I need to cover. But by and large, as far as my plans for June and the things that I wanted to achieve, I'm not doing too bad so far. All right, so let us now get over to the budget. So I am going to, no, that was the wrong place. So I have separated out a section within my digital planner, and I am going to go there now and talk through from a paycheck standpoint, the paycheck that I received on June the 19th. I'm sorry, June the 14th. No, this is the wrong one. All right, let's go on back out. Here we go. It's the one that I received on May the 31st, and it went through June the 13th. That's the one that we're talking about today. Now, this does not take the place of the binder, the paper binder that I'm using. So this is the paper budget, that I've introduced for me and Sweets. And so overall, right before I got paid on June the 14th, I came up with a rollover amount of, where is it? $110. So I rolled over $110 from that pay cycle into the June 14th pay cycle. So I would anticipate that my paycheck budget breakdown, or the budget closeout, should show $110 that was under budget on this. So I do keep a weekly paycheck. I keep a weekly, it's so difficult, y'all. I keep a weekly budget here so that we stay synced, myself and Sweets. But my digital planner still also has a paycheck budget, because that helps me to understand how my money is flowing as far as my check is concerned and how I'm allocating those funds. So that's why I'm doing this. So I should end up with $110 under budget on this paycheck budget closeout for May 31st through June 13th. I had to slow down and talk real slow to make sure I got it. Okay. So here we go. I don't know if these colors match up, so I'm not going to do anything with that as far as the highlights are concerned, but I can tell you as far as the numbers, anything in green is good, anything in red is bad. Let's get into it. I was expecting to put $11.75 in my bills account, and that's what I did. $5.30 in my variable account, and that's what I did. I had $150 that I rolled over initially into this paycheck cycle. My sinking fund, I moved over $161 to help account for the cost that I needed to pay for the property insurance. Sweets gave me $44, and that was left over after he bought groceries. So he just handed that over to me. The ATM issue that I had, where they took my deposit and then the ATM crashed, we did get that squared away, and they did deposit the $183 into my account during this paycheck cycle. And then I moved over $250 from my buffer to account for the AC repair that I've talked about in a previous video. And so we'll just highlight that here now. All right, $11.75, $5.30, $150, $161, $44, $183, and $250 equals $24.93. So we're gonna have that in green, because I brought in more money than I anticipated. I know that handwriting ain't great, but that's okay. All right, I'm not going to go through all the numbers as far as the variable expenses are concerned. Remember, we're starting to keep that rollover money, and we're starting to keep a binder for that. But at the end of the day, I gave myself $500, and whether I spent it at a vendor or with a company or a store, or if I rolled it over, I spent $500. So that's all we're going to say about those. Now, as far as my savings are concerned, I have $44 extra that I was able to put towards the sinking fund because of that money Sweets gave me. 20 went into my family binder as expected, 20 into personal as expected, 100 for Monday minis as expected. I didn't do anything for the 2024 challenge, which I didn't plan to. And then I put $40 under subscription. So overall, this should say 44, 20, 20, 100 plus 40 equals 224. So that will also be in green, because I was able to give more into savings, and anytime you can do that, that's a good thing. All right, here's the sticky wicket right there. All right, so All bills came in, and you guys don't pay any attention to these little asterisks. It's where I was trying to mark off which ones are subscriptions, just because, remember, we're trying to combine all of our subscriptions together, have them come out of one account, but also we wanted to move as many of them to a yearly plan as we could. So I was just looking through them to see which ones that I could move to a yearly. Okay. So coming down the list, everything came out as expected. AHS was $1 cheaper. I guess I could circle that and mark it in green. That was $1 cheaper. Let's do that. Let's be right. Everything else, 82 Nelnet, Verizon, Ally, I did 27 instead of 30. I don't know if that should be in, I'll do red because I did less. I did the minimum, but I could have gone ahead and gave them that extra 3, but I didn't. All right. Discover, iCloud, AppleCare, AT&T. All of those came out as expected. I had an unplanned expense of $10, and I can tell you right now, that one was the one for Chipotle. Where I got to Chipotle and I wasn't dressed appropriately, so I ended up going through the Chipotle lane and placing the order online and going through the drive-through. So that's what that was. My trash bill. So I forgot to pay my trash bill. I went online and paid it during this paycheck cycle. They did charge me a $10 late fee. So normally it's $64, but normally it's $54. This time it was $64. Class dues, I forgot about that. I had to pay that. That was $25. And then the AC repair that I mentioned before. So I had a little bit of money left over in my buffer, but not enough to cover the full $390. And that's why I moved $250 over from my bills buffer account. All right, so let's add all of this together and see where we are. 265, 75, 15, 106, 43, 10, 12, 161, 82, 176, 27, 100, 491, 10, 64, 25, and 390 equals $1,657. And it's gonna be in red. $1,657. All right, so let's write all of this out. And over here, I'm just going to do it all in black so that it's a little bit easier. All right, 24.93 was my actual. Savings was $224. Living expenses was $500. And bills and subscriptions, $1,657. All right, let's see where we are. We're looking at for $110. $24.93 minus $224 minus $500 minus $1,657 equals. I'm gonna take it. I'm $2 off. And I don't know where, and that might be just change that I had because I did put some change in there, and that's what I'm going to say. Hey, it was change. That's what it was. So I am under budget by $112, and that's pretty close to the 110 I came up with. Now, that 110 was interesting because it came out of here because I keep it every week, and this is my paycheck view of it. But on June the 13th, we should have had the same amount of money going over, being carried over into my June 14th paycheck cycle, whether I'm calculating it by a paycheck budget or whether or not I'm calculating it by a weekly budget, doesn't matter. The numbers shouldn't be any different. So I am pretty close. I'm going to count this as a win, and I'm going to give myself a A+. So I think Budget Treasures, and I'm sure all of you all follow her, but I think that's what she does. I think she grades herself. And if I remember correctly, so I graded myself and I passed. Okay. All right. That is it for me. That's it. Thanks everybody for your time. You guys have a good one.